Can you beat SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated without jumping? Let's get into it. Our first little trick is using this thing where he yeets up into the sky with like this, which is not jumping, but it gives us height. But the benefit to jumping is it makes you go forwards and up, whereas this just makes you go straight up. So you can only move a little bit forwards. So we just get enough shiny objects to get this spatula and get out of SpongeBob's house. Before we head to Jellyfish Fields, first we need to grab all the shiny objects we can to trade them with Mr. Krabs to get more spatulas later on. All of these basic little hills are easy with just the Viking helmet. Here are our first hard jumps, because you have to go halfway off the edge and then activate it so that you can get more forward momentum to land onto the next mushroom. And there is a lot of these jumps everywhere. One useful trick is slicing while you go up on the Viking helmet, which can give you just a bit more forward momentum. These water jumps were pretty hard because of the water being so high up. This seesaw jump was especially hard because you had to get as high as you could and then get to the end of it and do the Viking thing over and over again to get to the top. But eventually we got it. And bam, we've got our second golden spatula. This is where things get hard. First there's this big jump which took me like 10 attempts. And then we have to get all the way up all of these steps while dodging robots to press a button. And then there's this jump which we have to damage boost to get to, which is still luck based, but there we go, we got it. But the rest of these mushroom jumps are pretty simple Viking hops. But it's this last button to get to that gave me all the trouble, specifically this jump right here. At first I thought it was impossible, but later on in the challenge I found out that it actually was possible. But even if I get this, there's nothing really after here in Jellyfish Fields. So this is where our story ends. Or so you may think, but this is a collectathon, which means there's multiple ways to beat it. Specifically, Mr. Krabs money things. But before we mess with trading him shiny objects to get golden spatulas, we're gonna try and get every other golden spatula we can get. First we do this timed parkour, which is an absolute pain in the butt without jumping. It is extremely hard. This took like over 10 attempts. And then we destroy Squidward's house for another golden spatula and a sock. That's another thing. We're gonna want to grab every sock we can find too, because if we get 10 socks we can trade it with Patrick for another golden spatula. And then we get the spatula where we have to swing down into the pit. And if you're enjoying the video, now's a good time to like and subscribe. But anyways, now we've finally unlocked downtown Bikini Bottom. So, the Goo Lagoon is weird, because there are no possible spatulas, usually. But I ran into a strange glitch. One time I just went up to Mrs. Puff, and she literally just, not kidding, she gave me the spatula, even though I had only gotten 3 of the kids. I had not gotten all 5. It was very strange, which made me think, is it possible to do it with any other NPCs? Is it possible to glitch them into giving you the spatula? But I didn't find anyone else who found this glitch, and I tried it on every NPC, and it just would not work. So, no other spatulas in Goo Lagoon. Please, if anyone knows why this glitch happened, please can you help me try and figure out how to repeat it. So at this point, I've gotten every spatula I can get, including the ones from Mr. Krabs. So, there had better be ways to get spatulas in the rest of Bikini Bottom to move on with the game. Otherwise, we're done. So, before we can get to the rest of Bikini Bottom, we have to fight Sandy Cheeks. Which, of course, you can imagine every boss is harder without jumping. Most of her attacks are easy to dodge, and good thing we don't have to jump at all in the first stage. So, on to the second stage, which is worrisome because right off the bat, we're Patrick, which cannot jump, which means we can't dodge this attack, which means we'll have to rely on collecting underpants to stay alive. But it was pretty easy because there's enough underpants to collect. And the third stage was pretty much the same. Overall, Sandy boss was pretty easy. Now on to Sandy's dome. The Sandy's dome spatula is pretty easy because all it is combat. And now we unlocked bubble bowling. So I tried to do this parkour for a while, but like I'm pretty sure it's impossible. It's just that very last jump at the end that is the problem. Although I did find this weird glitch every time I hit the button, this bouncy thing that you jump on to get up to the parkour goes up into the sky a little bit more. It's very strange. On to Mermalair. The first thing we're greeted by in the Mermalair is Mermaid Man's horrible voice acting in this game.
Be the computer in the next room. She'll tell you what to do.
Oh man, that's really bad. This electric jump was pretty hard because of the timing, and once you get to this computer, you get another easy spatula. For this spatula, I was worried that I wouldn't get up that little lip at first as Patrick, but nope, it was pretty easy. This whole area was pretty hard because I had to tilt them back and then run up the other way to get onto the different sections, since Patrick doesn't have the Viking toss up into the sky ability. And we can get back to the middle pretty easily by just jumping off the cliff. And the colorful square one was pretty easy, pretty much exactly the same as it would be if SpongeBob could carry around a watermelon. This last one was the hardest, having to dodge these balls without being able to jump, but still fully possible. Another spatula in the bag. This whole pathway has no golden spatulas for us to get, and the Patrick puzzle spatula is pretty easy. So for now, I have to grind out a bunch of shiny objects over here in Jellyfish Fields. It's the best grinding spot I have so that I can get all of the Mr. Krabs spatulas. But by this point, I've exhausted every spatula I can find. The only other way to unlock the next area is with 25 spatulas. We have 23. I went back to Jellyfish Fields. I went to downtown Bikini Bottom, all of Bikini Bottom, the beach, and searched the entirety of Mermalair. Maybe I can find enough socks to trade in for more spatulas. Nope. No. There is no way. Like, there's not even a glitch. Even though this game is a super duper buggy game with crazy glitches, all of the glitches require jumps. So no, it is not possible to beat SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom without jumping. If you enjoyed that video, go watch this video where I tried to beat Garden Warfare 2 without shooting.